my favorite enemy, my favorite op, Jonathan Greenblatt, ladies and gentlemen. Jonathan Greenblatt is, once again, I don't know what kind of conference he's doing, but he's doing some shady backdoor conference complaining about, people hating Israel once again, right? Oh, this is the longer one. Oh, damn, Tucker Carlson. Is he coming to my defense? That's crazy. ADL CEO Jonathan Greenblatt, while speaking before an LA synagogue, suggests he's helping people behind the scenes to take down Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson, and Hasan Piker. I need people on the right to take down Tucker, so I'm trying to help Ted Cruz, Greenblatt reveals. I need people on the right to take down Nick Fuentes, so I'm trying to help people like Ben Shapiro. He says he's doing the same thing on the left.
Jonathan, can you comment on Nick Fuentes, and what do you actually do that effectively can counter what he does?
That's a South African, isn't it? Is that a South African man in a Los Angeles synagogue? Wow. Shocking turn of events. I see the ADL is back to its old ways in some ways. It hasn't changed at all. No, that's not a fresh immigrant, I don't think. I don't think that's a fresh immigrant, okay?
And what are your expectations of the government to be critical of a person that has that kind of platform?
So for everyone's benefit, the question was, can I comment on Nick Fuentes and what he does, and what are you doing to counter him, and what's the government's role?
By the way, his second name is Joseph, a good Jewish name.
Nick Fuentes' second name is Joseph?
Yes.
Look, his last name is Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is a Hispanic person, okay? And he is an open, unapologetic, racist, homophobe, and more than anything, an anti-Semite. He's a toxic, disgusting person. And yet, thanks to X and social media.
Who brought him back on X? Jonathan, who brought him back on X? Yeah, he also calls it X. Gross. Did you see Canada's APAC wants to bar you from the country? Yeah, I saw that. Who unbanned him, Jonathan? Say it with your chest, big dog. You were defending him not that long ago when he was throwing up the double sig heil, as a matter of fact. When you said he was just a quirked up white boy. Remember? Remember the guy that you hang out with all the time? The guy you hang out with all the time? He is the one who unbanned him.
He's been incredibly effective at getting his message out there. I mean, social media is a super spreader of anti-Semitism and hate. And people like Nick Fuentes, they're like patient zero spreading.
Hell
this.
Yeah, 51
Look,
likes.
It didn't help us when candidate, whatever you'd call him, former President Trump had him over for dinner, like at Mar-a-Lago a few years ago. And it doesn't help us that when given the opportunity, people in positions of power don't renounce this guy. Now look, to his credit, J.D. Vance has done that. But we have this challenge right now on the right, and it's like a good thing because there are bad voices who've been elevated. Like, look, Nick Fuentes is disgusting, Tucker Carlson is disgusting, Candace Owens is disgusting, and so on. But there have been good people like Ted Cruz and Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin who are pushing back on these, Speaker Johnson, pushing back on these revolting lunatics. So to answer the question, I think the only way we are going to defeat the rising anti-Semitism on the right is from the right. I think the only way we're going to defeat the rising anti-Zionism on the left.
Wow. Notice he doesn't say rising anti-Semitism on the left, and it switches gears to anti-Zionism. For this crowd, of course, there's no difference between anti-Zionism and anti-Semitism. As a matter of fact, anti-Zionism is even worse than anti-Semitism in many cases, right?
Is by people on the left. So what I try to do at ADL, what we try to do, is to provide data, is to provide tools, is to step up, but often quietly behind the scenes. It doesn't help. I don't think it helps the Jewish people, and it doesn't disarm them.
Yeah, you know what helps the Jewish people? When you, as a representative of combating anti-Semitism, run around talking about how you, as a Jewish person, as a Jewish representative, associate all of the crimes of Israel with Jews, and then say, as a representative of the Jews here in the United States of America, I am controlling the media in secret backroom dealings. I'm sure this will not foment anti-Semitism. In an effort to combat anti-Semitism, he's basically just literally making people more anti-Semitic. He's just running around being like, hey guys, just want to let you know I am controlling the media. Obviously, the very fact that I have not been banned yet is a testament to how little motion he has. Little bald man over here. But yeah, we're trope maxing. We're doing tropes. Yeah. The reason why he's doing it quietly behind the scenes is because it's not working. Because he's not just doing it quietly behind the scenes. He's doing it very publicly as well.
When I go after Nick Fuentes or Hasan Piker, a revolting person, you should call him Hamas Piker.
No! Oh, got him! Oh, we got to run that back. Look. This is the part that I saw where he like briefly brings up Nick Fuentes and then has so much more to say about me.
And it doesn't disarm them when I go after Nick Fuentes or Hasan Piker, a revolting person. You should call him Hamas Piker. He's here in LA. And he's just a putrid, says horrible, slanderous things about Jews, about Zion.
Hamas Piker. Putrid. I hate him. I hate him so much. Oh, bro, this is my J. Jonah Jameson, dude. Why I oughta get me pictures of Spider-Man. Oh, I wonder who he's working with on the left, by the way. Quite the interesting situation. Who could he be working with on the left to take down Hamas Piker?
Says horrible, slanderous things about Jews, about Zionists, about Israel.
And has a big platform.
Yeah, so you might not know Hasan Piker, but if your kids are watching video games, you better believe they do. Because on Twitch and on Steam, he's everywhere, let alone on YouTube.
Steam. I'm everywhere on Steam, dude. You don't even know. Every video game has a little Hamas Piker in it, okay? Every single developer has aligned with Hamas Piker. We are doing the resistance. Mukawama, okay? This is what we are doing. Every video game has a little Hasan Piker in it.
Insta. So anyways, long story short, we definitely are working a lot to try to get the platforms to kind of enforce their own terms of service so that we can pull down the most offensive hate speech or get them to do it. But I need people on the right to take down Tucker Carlson. So I'm trying to help Ted Cruz. I need people on the right to take down Nick Fuentes. So I'm trying to help people like Ben, and same thing on the left.
I do just want to say, when I talked in the sermon about the nuance of every human being and how we're all children, I didn't mean Nick Fuentes.
At least he doesn't have smoke for me. At least he's like, yeah, f Nick Fuentes. Jonathan, on the other hand, is like, no, Hasan, Hamas Piker. Yeah, so everybody has been clouding on this on the timeline. Great. The ADL found the 500,000 Hasan-centered Max Payne clones I listed for sale on Steam. Carl Biger says he's lying. My Hasan schoolgirl skin for Isekai Succubus isn't even allowed on Steam Workshop. You can only get it on Nexus mods. Just imagining Greenblatt in a dream sequence levels, but instead of the crying baby, is Hasan saying truthful things about Israel. Truthful but hurtful. Yeah. It's so awesome. It's so awesome, dude. I mean, I love it personally. Keep coping. Keep seething. I said, Jonathan Greenblatt is more mad at me, an avowed anti-Zionist, than Nick Fuentes, an open anti-Semite. Very interesting priorities for this asshole. And yeah, it's so funny because it's like he's just so mad. He's so mad that his project is failing. He is like literally the worst at his job. I cannot think of a person that is worse at his job than Jonathan Greenblatt. Because like technically his job is supposed to be, he's not lying. What is this? What the is this? The Fire Rises character expansion. Oh, this is, wait, what? I guess I am all over it, dude. Mr. Beast, civilian, military, Joe Biden, Zoran Mamdani, Asmongold, Ben Shapiro, Brandon Herrera, Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, Tyler Robinson. List of current features: APA, General, Hasan Piker, Luigi Mangione. Kanye West, Luigi Mangione, Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes got more mentions than me. What the hell? How to unlock characters. Even the way Hassan bin Laden, Lamau, your haters are everywhere. Hassan Abi unbanned after one single day. Why? Funny how VTubers get banned for more than Hassan bin Laden. What is happening on Steam? Okay, maybe they are talking about me on Steam. I didn't realize. Yeah, Jonathan Greenblatt was watching me. Jonathan Greenblatt was watching me play Dispatch, and he did not like that I chose Blonde Blazer. He was devastated. He was actually also a Waterboy truther. Hamas Piker didn't even choose Waterboy. It was obviously the real play. Is he homophobic as well as anti-Zionist, which is the worst crime you can be? It's the worst type of bigotry you can engage in.